How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. We're going to be looking at certain fighters, certain types of fighters in UFC, online, pressure fighters specifically, kickers, volume strikers, people who kind of just go out of the way without any real skill, but they kind of throw everything and hope to hit. And sometimes it works, right? Sometimes it's effective, but this is going to be sort of just a rough around the edges version of how to combat that and how to counter that. So the first guy out the gate, he's a kicker. He's a big kicker. As you can see, he's throwing kicks in volume, big kicks, front kicks, teaks, side kicks. And your first job is to kind of just, if you watch my footwork, stay as much on the outside as possible. Remember, guys, the stamina will go down, and then it's kind of your job to capitalize on that. You see that? I slip, under, uppercut. And actually, after a while, if you kind of weather that initial storm, it won't really matter, because it will more than likely come down to precision. Okay? I'm going to let you watch the rest of this fight, and then we'll move on. But you guys can see what I mean. Closing the distance, staying on the outside. And really, see, you caught me there, but just weathering that storm. And eventually, those precise, accurate shots will get through.
He's throwing every part of himself into these big leg kicks. Big kick lands.
All right, to the former interim lightweight champ Dustin Poirier in a good striking flow here tonight, DC. That left hand nearly put his opponent out.
Nearly puts him out, and you can't take many of them. Dustin's so big and physically strong for 155. I can't believe he used to fight at featherweight. He looks like he could never have made that weight. He's found his home at lightweight, and you see the damage he can inflict with one shot.
And now his opponent in a world of trouble.
Such a sneaky head kick. He did not recognize it was coming high, and now he's got him hurt bad.
So just over 20 total strikes have landed for Dustin Poirier.
That right hand hurt him a little bit.
All right, so a nice job there defensively to raise the guard and prevent any damage.
Those hands never leave where they're supposed to be, and if you do that, most times you will block the shot that's incoming. He's in trouble. He's hurt bad.
Oh, he might be out. Oh, he's out.
He got him.
There you go, guys. Precision wins the day. Next fight, I'm going to be Petr Yan and against Dominick Cruz. Again, we're dealing with pressure strikers here, guys. There's nothing like totally fancy or anything like that. But then this is how you play the game, And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But when it doesn't, or if you can just at least know some of the basics, it can get a lot easier. Because I don't have the best fundamentals when it comes to kick checking and things like that. It's easily done, you get into a mosh, you start swinging, but ultimately if you can out-angle your opponent, or you see here, even though I'm moving or I back away, I'm trying to find a different angle, right? I'm trying to find a new way in. I can find an uppercut. Is he so, concentrating on swinging at the head, getting a body kick, he forgets to move out the way. You slip one way, that's how you counter. Kind of use his aggression, the fact that he's just non-stop, all momentum, sapping his stamina, and that's what we want. It's just tiny little movements here and there that you can't hardly see if you look at them, but then over time it enables you to get better positions. You can get more precise shots. You see here, I'm not doing the best job here of covering up my body, but sometimes it doesn't matter. If like I get the sense, okay, if I'm fighting someone, am I in real trouble? Is he going to cut me off? Do I need to move out of the way? See, even though I'm moving away here, I'm swinging at the same time. If you can get comfortable with throwing shots as you're moving, it will make your life a lot easier in this game.
38 total strikes are now landed for the all-time great Dominick Cruz.
Big. He's in trouble. He's hurt bad. Every time these punches and everything landing. Both very powerful, very explosive. Oh! Wow! He was hurt. Serve him up. Go get it.
Oh, big left hook there.
Oh! Oh, my God.
Oh, huge right hand. Oh, he gets back up, but barely. Look how wobbly he is.
Look at the whip action that comes from him throwing that kick.
All right, so he continues to land that jab. His opponent said he was ready for it, but doesn't appear to be.
You're not ready until you're in there. You can watch all the film you want. You can spar as much as you want, but until you feel a guy with a fast jab like this...
And there we go. Straight right finishes it, and straight down the middle too. It's sometimes if you throw a punch or a kick and you haven't thrown it in a while, or you haven't thrown it, it's not going to be expected. And sometimes just work them in every now and again. You know, you don't want to throw anything too often, but see right there, straight down the middle. It's a timing thing, right? And eventually over time you'll get it down. I'm still learning myself. You know, it's a good system. So I'm going to be using Max Holloway here versus Calvin Kattar. And this is going to be an interesting one because, again, Max Holloway, Calvin Kattar, they're both great stand-up fighters in the game. You know how that went down recently. And, yeah, theoretically it's quite even. Now, the hand speed is a factor here. And you can see that from the off. There's a lot of punches thrown. Again, you want to try and fight the urge to just go balls to the wall, throw a million punches, right? Because you can see, yeah, you can get into a trade, but if you don't have enough space between you and the opponent, you can't really affect any kind of plan, right? You just kind of swing in to get lucky, as they say. Fighting in a phone box, right? So try and open it up. You see I put a kick straight down the middle there, right? It takes people by surprise sometimes. Try and find a different angle, switch stances, that kind of thing. You'll see what I mean. Again, there's a lot of punches thrown here, a lot of close quarters fighting, which some people like those fights. I like those kind of fights, but you always want to try and find something in it that you can maneuver to. You can find an angle, try and work it. He does a great job of putting the pressure on the first minute, 2 minutes. But as soon as you start to separate and get those accurate punches in, you start to find that it becomes a different game. It becomes more pick the punches. Once you weather that storm, like I said earlier in the video, it opens up a whole new range of actions for you. The biggest thing to do, as I said, is punch while moving. That is the biggest thing that will help you find new angles, not get hit as much. If you take a side step, throw a left hook, or just find out where his lead hand's at, because then you want to be circling away from it, right? See straight here, straight down the middle.
38 total strikes have landed for Max Holloway. Nice jab by him there. He's going nose hunting tonight, huh?
Yeah, he's great with the jab.
Huge right hand! Back to the feet. Oh, straight right. Oh, and there he goes again, working off that beautiful jab. He continues.
Yeah, and that's all she wrote, guys. And as I said before, it's the right straight. You know, it's the one that comes straight down the middle. You can be as precise as possible. If you can get to that point, they overexert themselves or they have low stamina or whatever it is, that's when you tend to find it, you get the knockout.